Tonight up here at the Shuswap Community Teaching Garden, we were able to host the Salmon Arm Rotary Club, who were so gracious to provide us with our new shelter. And if you remember, we had that built before, so they were able to have a meeting here. We had some dinner and some dessert, and that is its purpose, is to be a gathering space. So we're so pleased with that we could host them. And at the same time, coming in here and doing a little bit of work, I was on the hunt for the elusive tomato hornworm tonight, and I only found a small one, so he is still in there, but I will find him. And I figured, it's been quite a while since we've had a tour, and so I wanted to show you before it gets too dark just how amazing the garden is right now. All thanks to our team here, the volunteers have been coming up, and it's been a really good year for this garden. We've produced some beautiful food. Some of the biggest, we had great germination. We had a nice slow spring that really helped, and we've had lots of people tending. So, this year we did the cucumbers here, and we've had some big, huge cucumbers. So it's really nice. We've still got lots coming. So we did less Swiss chard because it's just not as popular a vegetable, but we have a little bit of Swiss chard, and then we've got lots of cucumbers. We've been having the best beet crop that we've had. Big, huge beets coming out of the ground. Beautiful beet tops. And so we're starting to dwindle down now, though. We, of course, it's the end of not the end of the season, but we're coming towards fall. Still certainly time to keep planting. So you can see here we did plant some lettuce just right up in here. So where we have empty rows, we can still plant lettuce and spinach. We can do radishes. You could do turnips yourself. We won't, because they still ultimately do need some time. And as we wind down with this garden through the end of the season, we only want things that are going to probably be within the 30 to 40 day maturity. So that's, we did a lot of brassicas in this side, and they certainly took a while to grow, but they came about, and we've been harvesting some cabbages, and we've been doing broccoli. We've got lots of broccoli shoots coming. These ones they kind of bolted in the heat, and their flavor turned a bit bitter. But now that we've cut away a lot of the things that were not so great, we've actually found that we're able to have some new flush of growth, and the new broccoli is much better. We grew different kinds of peppers in here, and so we've got some hot peppers and sweet peppers. And so here you can see I've really defoliated the tomatoes. So number one, that we can see them, and to try and start, as we get to the end of the season, we don't need a lot of the top green growth. We don't need more blossoms. We want the fruit that we have to ripen. So it's just exposing some of that and stopping some of the growth. And so we have tomatoes on both sides. We've had really good onions this year. We've planted lots of leeks, been able to take down storage onions, red and yellow. Again, we have 2 big rows of leeks. We've done celery again. It still continues to bolt up here, and maybe it's just we don't have enough water. Like, we're just not able to give it as much water as celery truly needs in a commercial scale. But there's still a lot of it that's really good, so we continue. Beautiful big harvest. We've got an entire section of zucchini. So not only green zucchini, but little patty pan squash. So lots, that's a pretty big area there. And we have so many beans, like just too many beans. We need to stop planting so many beans. I don't know why we keep doing it, but we do. More tomatoes in this whole area. That had been the plan for our rotation. In a mix, we have basil and parsley and some peppers as well. And then we do have Sue's seed saving garden. And it's really transformed through the year. So it's been interesting to watch how things go to seed. Here you have radish. That's what radish looks like when it goes to seed. So now it's going to flower, and each of these is going to become a little pod, which are super tasty and produce seed. Lots of lettuce. We've got parsnips, and we've got parsley, and there's going to be pepper seeds. So Sue has been managing that. There's some scarlet runners in the back. I mean, aren't they so impressive? These huge, huge columns of scarlet beans and pole beans. Onions, you can see, are going to flower and blossoming. More beans. We have new lettuce that's coming. parsnips are doing great. Lots of green growth. Certainly, I think we've probably been checking. I haven't myself, but you can check the diameter when you just kind of run your fingers into the soil. And if you have a lot of green growth but very little actual root, generally it's because you probably added a bit too much nitrogen, too much compost to the soil. But I think, well, we didn't add any compost to this section, so it should be a pretty balanced way to get a good root on here. And we've got potatoes. We did plant some new lettuce in this bed here, and we've got the potatoes that still need to sort of fully die back. We had a bit of a carrot harvest today just there. And we've got this section here that is the family center. They are taking on this section. They've got basil and peppers, and they're growing popcorn. And so we're leaving this for them because they are actually teaching some skills to youth for, business development, being entrepreneurs. And so this is theirs to be able to sell at their weekly market. Our winter squash is all growing really nicely. We've got different acorns, and we've got some butternut and buttercup, just small sort of individual, easy to manage sizes. Here we have our enormous mound of purslane that Rita has been diligently working on. This entire pathway was purslane. Now it's all here. This will be a mound of compost that ultimately is going to break down. And remember, these rows were in fact big mounds of weeds for the longest time. So beautiful cabbages. Now we're coming into the back of the permaculture garden here, and this is Elle Marie's, this is her space, this is her place, and she's been growing beautiful food back here as well, and tending to it, providing these crops for our Tuesday harvest, but a great variety. It's just such a nice way to come and see how things like amaranth grow, Nicotiana, Gaillardia. We've got winter wheat, but then we also have an African gem squash that were a part of her heritage, and we've got all kinds of different flowers and some Walla Walla onions and more leeks. So it's just a great way to see how things grow. How big do things get? What does it look like when it comes to maturity? So as we close up this video here, we encourage you to come up, have a tour, ask questions, come and be in this beautiful space. And we love it up here. Our volunteers love it. We have a calendar. It's on our website, shuswapfood.ca. It tells you when we have some of our crew here that you are welcome to come and lend us a hand or come for a tour. We offered some classes this past weekend. We love to teach. And so please do, if you run any classes for school, we encourage kids to come up here. You can come with your class. We can put them to work, but at the same time teach and have lots of fun doing that. And we've even done things where we are making things from the garden too. So the ideas are endless. It really just takes the will and an interest, and we can make it happen. So you can learn more on our website, shuswapfood.ca, and you can come up to the garden and see for yourself how beautiful everything is. Come on a Harvest Tuesday, help us to harvest some beautiful food to take down to second harvest and share with our community. And as always, if you grow a garden and you can share some of your produce, please do. Our community can definitely benefit from it, and you can take that right down to second harvest or Salvation Army yourselves too. We'll hope to see you. Take care and happy gardening.